Conscious and subconscious harmony, rejuvenation in reflection states of mind. In one of my previous videos, I talked about releasing from stagnation. Stagnation is a state of mind that we may find ourselves identifying with. And as a result of identifying with this stagnation state of mind, we could feel fear, doubt, indecision, confusion. The goal is to dedicate time or automatically express through higher levels of being the following states of mind, ideally when creating what you desire. Flow state, and deeper into flow state, you find yourself in autotelic state, where actions and awareness is one. Conscious rejuvenation, conscious reflection, and in these conscious rejuvenation and reflection states, you're able to evolve the being within or affirm the being within to be in harmony with what you desire to create, further creating more of an autotelic expression. When an individual is in autotelic expression, they have what we call heart and mind relationship. The heart desires and the mind creates. All of reality is looked upon as affirmation in contribution to what we desire to create. Now, this video is a result of the last video that I did, which is the 21-day mental diet. And the idea behind it is to make it a lifestyle, to consciously choose the thoughts that you desire to affirm and see them as in harmony and contribution to what you desire to create. The premise of this video is to take it a step further. The goal is to bring our conscious mind into a level where it guides and directs in your contact with environment without overthinking. The conscious mind is there for a reason. You gain knowledge about yourself and your relationship with your vision via your 5 senses. You also learn about yourself and your relationship with environment, 5 sensory data, outer world, through cause and effect reflection via observation, experience, and education. None of this involves overthinking, getting stuck in our head, experiencing stagnation. Those are states that we identify with when we have what we call lack of faith, which we'll talk about in a moment. A function of your conscious mind is to bring forth what you desire through understanding or heart-mind relationship. Understanding. In other words, we observe what shows up in the outer world and affirm how it's contributing to what we desire to create. And if it is not contributing to what we desire to create, we can let go of it in whatever shape or form that is right for us. It is based on the serenity prayer, which I'm a huge fan of, and we'll state it to calibrate our mind as we go into further discussion on this concept. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Okay, wisdom to know the difference. James Allen said in As a Man Thinketh, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is a result of long and patient effort in self-control. Self-control being cause and effect reflection and consciously directing our thoughts into affirmation of what we desire to create. He says its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. The idea behind this is that our thinking, our beliefs, our assumptions creates our experiences, and we have the power to change our thinking. And while this may appear to be difficult in the beginning, such is the case with perhaps starting out the mental diet as discussed with the previous video, it's important to reflect on the understanding that for many of us this has been a long journey, cause and effect reflection, patient effort in self-control. And it may happen overnight or it may take some time. So I've broken this down into 3 elements. Number 1, the heart and mind relationship through flow and being autotelic. Number 2, conscious rejuvenation. In other words, choosing conscious rejuvenation as affirmation. We'll talk about that in a moment. And conscious reflection. So in other words, we have the ability to dedicate time each day in conscious rejuvenation, being in certain environments, choosing certain interactions, experiencing things in our life, fun, joy, bliss, as a form of conscious rejuvenation and affirmation. We might think that there are certain areas of our life that don't contribute, but all is a reflection of a state of being, a perspective that we identify with. So we have to see reality as one where everything is contributing. So thus, what we do in our time away from our work, our rejuvenation time, is important because that information can impress the subconscious mind. And if we interpret that information from certain perspectives, we will affirm those perspectives. The same is to be said about conscious reflection, the importance of dedicating time each day to cause and effect reflect on your experiences. Neville also refers to this as revision, your ability to reflect at the end of the day and go back through the experiences that you have and evolve the meaning to affirmation, change the scene so it affirms the way you desire it to have affirmed, and as a result experience reality from those perspectives on the days to follow. Now, all of this brings us into what we call the heart and mind relationship. The heart desires and the mind creates. You have a desire to create. All of creation is actually complete. So more so, we have a desire to experience in reality, and mind navigates us to the experience. Now, we could do this from a place of force, or we could do this from a place of flow, and eventually from a place of autotelic, where actions and awareness become one. The more we follow these concepts and what was discussed in the previous video on the 21-day mental diet, the more we will experience flow and being autotelic, creating reality from subconscious, allowing the being within to externalize, as Neville puts it. The traditional definition for autotelic is of an activity or a creative work having an end or purpose in itself, or, from what we've been discussing, letting go and living in the end. More specifically put, letting go of reactivity, or our interpretations of five sensory data from the perspective of reactivity, choosing a different state of mind, or affirming certain beliefs and assumptions that automatically allow the being to facilitate through the ideal state of mind, which experiences reality less and less so from a place of reactivity, and more so from a place of proactivity. And as you continue on this journey of experiencing reality from this perspective, you experience more flow. Flow is where challenge meets skill, and you find more flow each day in any area of your life. Because all is one, all is contributing to what you desire to create, all areas of your life. Challenges are bravely met and wisely overcome because you allow the subconscious mind to take care of it for you. Or as Neville puts it, allow the being within to externalize it. Now, this may be experienced as challenge, but the challenge really is reactivity. Part of challenge is that we are stimulated by challenge. If we never were stimulated by challenge, then we would not have a desire to experience in reality what we choose. Part of this journey, as we grow, we evolve. We learn about ourselves. We release from reactivity, in which we feel the effect of the world, or we see ourselves as the effect of the world, and we rise up to higher and higher degrees of seeing ourselves as the cause of our reality. In other words, empowering perspectives rather than disempowering perspectives. Disempowering perspectives are evolved as a result of being in flow and evolving our perspective on what shows up, be they opportunities, obstacles, challenges, whatever shows up, we continuously evolve perspective. And you can evolve perspective as much as you'd like, but more accurately put, You want to maintain a perspective where you experience autotelic subconsciously. Maintain perspective. In other words, the subconscious mind chooses the perspective that allows you to feel more flow and autotelic, thus creating a higher degree of conscious and subconscious harmony. And this is done through our conscious rejuvenation environments and activities, as well as reflection environments and activities, which are in itself states of mind. Your inner conversations are one of affirmation to what you desire to experience when you are in a state of flow, or you are experiencing autotelic expression, actions and awareness as one. You can consciously choose perspective, or what we want is to subconsciously choose the perspective to identify with based on what shows up in the outer world, the experiences, 5 sensory data. Now, as a result of being autotelic, and you'll find that this will increase more so each day, you are deeply engaged with your day-to-day activities, calmly knowing that it is all contributing to what you desire to create. In other words, the conscious mind is now at ease. So no overthinking or less overthinking. And as James Allen says, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is a result of long and patient effort in self-control. Its patience is an indication of ripened experience and of more than an ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. So what we do then to facilitate the state of autotelic while we are in the mental diet or living life day to day is we consciously choose the experiences for rejuvenation. In other words, after your day-to-day work, whatever it is that you do to build your business or enhance your career or do whatever it is that you want, you're in a place of conscious rejuvenation. You're still maintaining a higher degree of presence of mind to ensure that the information that you're taking in is affirming what you desire to create. So thus, we dedicate time each day for conscious rejuvenation, knowing that harmonious environments can impress your subconscious mind as affirmations. So we allow the environment to affirm our assumptions, to affirm what we desire to create. For me, this is usually done at the end of the day. So I have pretty much segment my day into 3 parts. There's my morning routine, in which I do also conscious reflections as affirmations. We'll talk about that in a moment. Then I have my work day, which I maintain flow or a high degree of autotelic, or I can put myself in time-to-time situations which I call controlled chaos. Controlled chaos. Circumstances that are designed to reveal about myself that are challenging. I may not experience flow, but they reveal a lot about myself. Challenging situations. In the entrepreneurial space, this could be certain kinds of business deals, certain kinds of projects. Extremely challenging, where you might not be able to maintain flow, but those also grow you to reveal yourself. Much of this journey is about revealing what is in our subconscious mind and evolving past those assumptions, beliefs, and identities, and more accurately put, the perspective that I am associates with. So our goal during conscious rejuvenation, in keeping into regard the mental diet, is to engage in conversation with those that uplift your spirits and affirm what you desire to create. During the mental diet, you're looking to replace or exclude out of consciousness the disempowering programming that continuously affirms itself through the experiences that we have in the outer world by consciously choosing. Another thing that can help us during conscious rejuvenation, so really conscious rejuvenation is, what do you do with your free time when you're enjoying your life, when you're having fun? The key is to have fun, enjoy life. Life is joyous and meant to be enjoyed. However, there are certain environments where they don't necessarily affirm what we desire to create. We can, if we choose to, evolve our perspectives around those environments, but that may be too challenging, and it's really up to you to decide. But however, during the mental diets, we want to choose consciously the environments that affirm the assumptions. You can also read inspiring stories of others who have also achieve what you desire to achieve, to stimulate perspective. Certainly, there are many videos on YouTube that can help affirm what you desire to create. As part of your mental diet, you might want to choose those videos to further affirm the states of mind that you want to remain in, dwell in. And then number 3, know that activities that rejuvenate you, okay, whatever activities they are, it could be going to the park, walking your dog, hanging out with people that uplift and inspire you, reading a book, watching certain videos, whatever it is, surfing, skateboarding, skiing, snowboarding, and rollerblading. Those are certain activities that bring me into flow, rejuvenate me. They also contribute to your vision, even though those experiences, those activities, may not seem directly related. It's how you feel in those activities. It's the states of mind that are affirmed in those activities. If we cut out these kinds of activities, we may start to notice more overthinking, a disconnect between the conscious and subconscious harmony, a disconnect between the heart and mind relationship. This is why it's important to play. It is even said so in the Bible. Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. So if we know that the kingdom of heaven is within, and we choose heavenly states of mind, then the childlike state is one of the states of mind because it affirms flow and a higher degree of autotelic. So know that activities that rejuvenate you also contribute to your vision indirectly, as it brings you into your flow and facilitates more autotelic states where actions and awareness become one, where the subconscious creatively expresses. See, we want the subconscious doing the work, the expression. We don't want the conscious mind getting in the way. We want the subconscious mind expressing. That's the idea behind conscious and subconscious harmony, rejuvenation states of mind that are facilitated by rejuvenation-based experiences, which are also affirmation, because all of reality is an affirmation. You can say affirmations if you'd like, but the experiences and your interpretations of reality, the outer world, 5 sensory data, are also affirmations. They are reaffirmations. And then number 3, conscious reflections as affirmations, conscious reflections. We want to dedicate time, and as mentioned, I prefer to do this during the day, in the morning, although I do this in the evening as well, so it's not about setting a time to do it, but really having it on a consistent basis to reflect upon the different experiences and revise, evolve the meaning to maintain states of mind that affirm autotelic way of being, coupled with the 21-day mental diet. When you know that consciousness is the one and only reality, conceiving itself to be something good, bad, or indifferent, and becoming that which it conceived itself to be, you are free from the tyranny of second causes, free from the belief that there are causes outside of your own mind that can affect your life. Neville Goddard. So as we continue on this journey, we move more so from seeing ourselves as the effect of the world and see ourselves more so as the cause of reality, realizing more so that our consciousness is externalizing as experience, an interpretation of experience. And we want to facilitate this. This is why I always recommend, and I talk about this in my 4 modalities video, I'll put a link in the description, I recommend you watch it, that subconscious mind audios, which this is a form of a subconscious mind audio, and you can create your own, affirm the reality that you want, affirm the states of being. Self-talk affirms the states of being, affirms the reality you want to create. Revision affirms the state of mind, affirms the way you want to live. And then finally, environment also can affirm. We want to eventually rise up and give the power to imagination, but we also want to remember that the programming got in the first place by our environment. We don't need to shame the environment. We can let go, or we can understand. It's really up to you. You don't have to do the cause and effect reflection, although I choose to, and perhaps at some point you might decide to do it. You could just essentially, as Neville put it, put off the former conversation and choose the state of mind that affirms the reality that you want to create. It's really up to you. I enjoy the cause and effect reflection for many reasons. Number 1 is I find that working with all this information in harmony brings me to higher degrees of autotelic, and I can share it through experience, through these discussions and conversations I have with others. But however, remember this, at a certain point you'll realize that the consciousness is, at a certain point, you don't have to rush this, and maybe in certain experiences you might not realize this, but this will happen with time. Consciousness is the one and only reality conceiving itself to be something good, bad, or indifferent, and becoming that which it conceived itself to be. As a result of being this way, you are free from the tyranny of second causes. In other words, you don't see the outer world as affecting you. And then you'll find yourself being able to be more harmonious in certain environments that you might not have experienced harmony in before. But until you have evolved to a level of being affirmative in the environments, you don't have to choose those environments. You can let them go for a period of time. Now, the goal of this is to allow the subconscious mind to identify with the I am perspective that aligns you with your vision. There's the I am, and watch the 2 videos I did on I am, and the perspective that follows I am, the assumption, the beliefs. Most of those perspectives, beliefs and assumptions are subconscious. Through cause and effect reflection and conscious rejuvenation, we affirm certain perspectives. And we don't necessarily want to consciously choose the perspectives. We want to allow the being within, the subconscious mind, to identify with the perspective that aligns you with creating what you desire, autotelic. So here's a key reflection from Neville. What is seen is made out of things that do not appear. Faith does not give reality to things that are not seen. It is loyalty to reality that makes things appear. Can I see the facts the world sees and still believe in the unseen state? If I can, remain loyal to the unseen state, in some way I will get confirmation of it. Key distinction. Can I see the facts the world sees and still believe in the unseen state? It is not to deny the facts. It is not to run away from the facts. It's to realize and also see alternative perspectives that are in affirmation, in contribution to the unseen state that you desire to bring forth, or what you desire to experience, if it is not in the 5 sensory data world facts. And that's why we do the cause and effect reflection, because perhaps some of the 5 sensory data experiences we assume as breaking our flow or denying what we wish to create. Through the cause and effect reflection experience, we can evolve through self-talk or affirmations or revision. So dedicate time each day for conscious reflection, knowing that what you reflect upon impresses your subconscious mind. More accurately put, the perspective. So say you had an experience where someone treated you unfairly during the day. They were rude to you in your job. You can reflect at the end of the day and say, how would this have played out had it been ideal? How would I behave? What would be the perspective? How would they behave? And play that out in your mind. Have a conversation about it to identify perspectives. And as a result of identifying these perspectives, you perhaps will see beyond it. Maybe one of the meanings of empowerment is based on their level of understanding and consciousness, they communicate it that way. Based on my level of consciousness and understanding, I now understand their perspective. And now I choose not to react to their perspective, but rather maintain true to my perspective, which is in alignment with both of us. If disempowering information shows up, do not dwell upon it. This was the foundation of the 21-day mental diet. It's not about the negative information showing up within consciousness, but rather the dwelling upon it that moves us into certain states of mind, which externalize as the experiences as conflict or doubt, externalizing as a person who reveals the doubt within the self. And you can have a conversation with yourself. That's the cause and effect reflection, inner voice dialogue. Or you could use invisible counsel, which I learned from Think and Grow Rich. Or you could talk to your higher self. All of these ways of communicating are really inner voice conversations. And the key is this: we do this all the time. Everyone is having mental conversations happening every day with themselves. except now we are choosing the mental conversation to be more affirmative what we desire to create. Have a conversation with yourself about it and evolve the meaning behind it. And you can be inspired by perspectives by working with others, by connecting with others who have alternative perspectives identified. And you can choose one of these perspectives to identify with. In other words, say, I am to that perspective. So if you experience that disempowering circumstance again, you'll find yourself then autotelically choosing the perspective and looking past it. Now, this is very powerful for those in the entrepreneurial space, because your entire existence as an entrepreneur is based on bringing forth your vision. And most of the journey is evolving the perspectives on the time, the energy, the resources, the relationships that show up, and seeing them from different perspectives, and seeing them as contributing so you can work with them and create the success that you desire. As a result, you feel less reactive. And from being in the journey long enough, certainly I've been on this entrepreneurial journey for 10 years, and prior to that, 10 years in corporate, really into the career space. Career is something I'm very passionate about. Entrepreneurship is something I'm very passionate about. And being where I am right now, from 20-something years of work experience, deep cause and effect reflection during the 20 years, I have discovered and uncovered many, many, many different perspectives. And what I also allow is the subconscious heart and mind relationship to automatically identify with the accurate perspective based on what shows up. And as a result, we experience more flow and autotelic. So if you choose, you can find perspectives within, you can create perspectives, or you can be inspired by others and borrow their perspectives and identify with those perspectives. This all happens during the cause and effect reflections, during conscious reflection, as well as in your conscious rejuvenation. And all these experiences are affirmations. Another thing you can do is speak to yourself, speak with yourself, become your own best friend. Learn to have a high degree of joy and happiness with yourself, conversing with yourself about your goals, to reveal different perspectives that you can identify with. I call this conversation with infinite intelligence. What you'll find is that you engage in a conversation with the being within will reveal to you different perspectives. You may not need to get perspectives from others. Now, all of this is designed to complement and enhance and further contribute to your 21-day mental diet, which, as stated in my last video, is more of a 21-day mental diet lifestyle, which will evolve into a mental lifestyle. And the mental lifestyle is designed to create conscious and subconscious harmony. And now we're looking at the different states of being, the flow state, the controlled chaos state, the reflection state, the rejuvenation state. These are usually primarily the states that you are going to be in throughout the day, especially if you're on the journey of creating success, entrepreneurial success, career success, which is the areas that I like to focus on, as well as relationship success, or whatever kind of success. But during your rejuvenation and reflection moments, you dedicate time for rejuvenation and reflection. I trust this will guide you and further affirm and maintain a lifestyle of harmonious thoughts that are based on conscious and subconscious harmony. In other words, being more so autotelic, heart and mind relationship. If you want to copy this mind map, the link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.